Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long boys blues, 1975. YouTubers on the rise. Reviewing games, and sometimes friends. But Long boys blues, 1975.
Hey YouTube, Longboys Post 1975, and welcome to a product overview. As you know, if you watch this channel, I love me some knockoff Chinese tat, and in this case we have a Scorcher. I'm a bit late to the party upon this one, so I'm pretty sure you are probably already, maybe not, familiar with the product itself. It's an Anbernic RG 350. Essentially, it's an open Dingux, cannot say that word for the life of me, which is obviously a version of Linux made for these sort of devices, dating back to the Dingo A3200, which is a handheld that was about 12 years old. I've still got one knocking around somewhere. And it was a forerunner of things to come, showing you that these handhelds, these knockoff Chinese handhelds, could knock it out of the park, if you will. Anyway, so I was watching a video by Steve Benway, which is not on this handheld device here, and I was so impressed with the device he was talking about, and it's the second video where he upgraded the firmware on it, something that I am going to do to this, but have not for the purpose of this video, because this is out of the box, factory fresh, and what you can expect for it. £89 on Amazon, by the way. Yeah, what you can expect for it if you're just, you know, your regular Joe who's just going to buy it and use it as it's, you know, factory intended. Anyway, so Steve Benway reviewed and updated the firmware, a different version. I was so impressed that I jumped onto Amazon and I tried to buy one, and I bought the wrong one. I bought the RG 350. However, it's still a very, and I'm very impressed from the factory settings, as you will find out during this video, hopefully. I'm very impressed. It's a very competent handheld device. Now, it comes with bog standard firmware on it, and I will be updating it, but not during or for the purpose of this video, because you can connect it. It has an HDMI out, and I do remember that I saw videos on this maybe a year or so, maybe more ago, saying that, you know, we've made this amazing device, and it will be, you know, there will be a firmware upgrade for it, so you could connect it to your TV, because connecting this to your TV for RG, for HDMI out. Every time I review this product, I want to say RGB, as in SCART, not RG. But yeah, be able to plug this into your TV via mini HDMI would be utterly fantastic. Anyway, I'll show you the box. I do like these boxes. They're very, very minimalist, but also very, very cool. Now, I could read the specs to you off the side of the box, but signs that you're getting old, it's just easier to take a picture of it on your phone and read it off your phone. I know. How professional am I? So, what does it say on this? Well, it says made in China, obviously. It's a 3.5 inch, 320 by 240, 320 by 240, 4.3 full view IPS super tempered glass screen. It's a 1 gigahertz processor. I believe it's quad core, DDR2, 512 built-in. 512 megabyte built-in RAM, and it's got 16 gigabyte TF card. With it in its expansion ports as standard, but it can take up to 64 gigabytes. It's USB Type C, and yeah, that's, which I've lost already. I know, I'm terrible at these things, but yeah, it's a very, very nice little unit. There are better coloured ones than this. Just I wanted it to come the next day on Amazon Prime, so I kind of, you know, booted myself in the nuts for the finish of the product just through my sheer impatience. That's this nice little, I think this is the greatest protective device I've ever seen. It sits over the analog sticks and the buttons and the D-pad. Obviously I have opened it, I'm just opening it for you like this so you experience what it would be like if you got it as standard. The box has a nice little nifty tray and it has instructions. It does come with a USB Type C. As I said, I have lost, but that's right, I've got loads of them. Yeah, so like, obviously, you know, you can expect that with it. The instructions are actually pointless, and they're very, very bad. One side's English, one side's Chinese, I guess. Very bad pidgin English, even by very bad pidgin English, if you will, standards. They do a rough job overview for you to kind of get, you know, used to its basic operating functions. But I would just suggest just turn it on and just play around with it, honestly, because the instructions are very bad pidgin English. The unit itself is semi-transparent, but that's just the finish that I chose because I was too impatient. There is a better finish which is completely matte black with orange, bright orange accents around the screen, around the analog sticks and stuff like that. On the back, it's a sealed unit, so you can't take the battery out. You can take the back off because if you want, well, I'll get to that after I just showed you around the unit. Yeah, so it's got the battery now, which apparently has 6 hours life. On the top, you got 2 sets of shoulder buttons. People say these are uncomfortable and that, you know, they would have preferred slimmer ones and back and front and stuff like that. I think they're absolutely fine. They work perfectly. In all the games I've tried with them, you have an analog stick on the right, an analog stick on the bottom left. They do have, you can take the top off them. It's like a rubber grip. I wouldn't suggest taking it off. In fact, I'm probably going to glue mine on because you don't want to use it without them. It's just shiny, slippery plastic. But yeah, you can if you want to take it off. You have 4 buttons here, so obviously you've got a total of 8 buttons and a very, very nice D-pad. Honestly, the quality of this D-pad, it's really, really good. It puts some actual proper control pads, some real systems to shame. So 3.5-inch screen. Now, as I said, you can take it apart if you would want to replace the battery, but the reason being is underneath that, or actually, you can see it. I believe it's there. You obviously aren't going to see it. I can see it. Take it from me above my finger there. That's the internal SD card. There's an internal SD card that has the operating system on it. Your games and that are in the SD card that it comes with, you know, as standard. Well, your ROMs are there. There's 2,500 ROMs. There's more than enough ROMs to be playing with out of the box, but you can add to it, and I can confirm that's because I've added some Game Boy Advance ROMs to it because I did a gameplay of Sega Arcade Gallery, because that's a Game Boy Advance emulators, right? You know that they're actually really rather nifty. This is a pointless random tangent. If they can run Sega Arcade Gallery, because my Wii can't run Sega Arcade Gallery, and yeah, lots of emulators really struggle with that. I don't know what it is, if it's a sprite scaling thing or something like that, but long story short, you can add ROMs to it. But that SD card in there, you can take the back off. It's screws, not Torx. Thank God for that. It always pisses me off when people put Torx on these things. I've got a Torx set, but that's not the point. Yeah, and they, you know, it says, you know, the people who've made this have released firmware updates. So, you know, there are firmware updates out there for it, including one that you need to install to make it, you know, HDMI out to your TV, because there's no option built into it for it. I like the fact that they thought in advance and included the socket, and then, you know, obviously since updated the firmware. But point being, if you want to update the firmware on it, then you take this SD card out, and you need an application for it. I'm not sure why. it's a flashing thing, isn't it? There are videos on there out there for it, but yeah. And then you back up the operating system on it, so if you fuck up the you know, the firmware update, you can just restore it, you know, go back to factory fresh. But yeah, so you can take it out, you take the SD card out. It's an internal slot, it's not like hardwired in or anything. Flash it, create an image of it, and then you can do the update for it. Again, just type in RG350 HDMI update on YouTube if you want to watch a video on it. So the unit itself, it's got an actual rather nice piece of, nice piece, is that the stupidest descriptive term ever? Nice piece of weight to it. It doesn't feel light, it doesn't feel fly away. I mean, I've got some knockoff Chinese TAC consoles that literally, if you let them out of your hands, I'm looking at this bad boy, if you let them out of your hands, they will literally float to the ceiling. In fact, you don't deserve to stay there. You don't deserve to share the same screen as this majestic piece of glory. So on the top, you have 2 USB-C sockets. This one here with my finger is for charging. Have to charge it on that one. And this one here is for connecting the unit to your computer. Then you have the mini HDMI cable there and a headphone jack there. On the bottom you have a reset. No, that's power. Hold that down and the machine. I am putting so many fingerprints on this bad boy right now. Hold that down and you will power on the unit. Next to it is your included 16GB TF or SD card there, which is what you put your ROMs on. Like I said, I've successfully managed to update ROMs on this, you know, but I can't find the folder with the main ROMs. There's more than enough on there, but there aren't working versions of the Sega sprite scalers, which obviously I'm not a monster. I have to put them on there. They're the greatest machines of all time. And you have a volume rocker there and 2 speakers there. Now obviously in the middle of this video I will be opening it up and turning it on and filming it via my amazing state-of-the-art capture device of a camera on a tripod. I'll show you a picture of how I captured this. So yeah, I mean, all state-of-the-art me, but so I'll be showing you basically what it's like to use. I really don't care, as I mentioned in the, let's turn it on. As I mentioned in that part of this video, I really don't care for trying anything other than the emulators on it, because that's what I bought it for, as an emulator device. But right, you turn it on and basically your shoulder buttons are what put you between settings, applications, game and emulation. Game is like Android based games, I believe. They are quite good. I've done a gameplay of Open Sonic and I'll be playing a little bit of Free Doom. See what they did there in this game. So I believe they're I don't know, like little PC games, that sort of, you know, old PC games or Android based games and stuff like that. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff out there you can download for it. I don't know why I'm holding out like this while I'm continuously talking. I probably will play around for it for my own personal, you know, experience, but for the purpose of this video I don't care about any of that gubbins. But I mean, what have you got? You've got, if we go into settings, just so you know, you've got a calendar, a network, not sure what that is, skins, wallpaper, stuff like that, applications, dinguks, clock, because it's important that you have a clock, a file explorer. But you know what, we don't really care about that. It's emulators, which I've just put it on there, that we want to, you know, experience in this video, which we will do very, very shortly. But the screen on this, the screen is absolutely phenomenal, sharp as a dime, no eye strain whatsoever. It's a little small, like the font size and stuff like that, but that's probably just because I'm getting old. But yeah, the screen on this is absolutely fantastic. As I said, it's £89. For £89, I think this is a piece of kit. The emulators, it does, we'll be showing those very shortly, it does a PlayStation Wonder Swan, which is just the most random thing ever to put on it. PC Engine, Mega Drive, Master System, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. But as I said, there's 2,500 ROMs on it, so there's a whole bunch of really, really cool stuff, and a shitload of PlayStation ROMs. Because if you got stuff like me, like the LDK game, a Pocket Go and things like that, when it comes to, you know, when they put PlayStation ROMs on it, like my Pandora Game Mini, when they put PlayStation ROMs on it, they only ever seem to put Tekken 3 on it, and nothing else. It does not do Dreamcast, this, by the way, but you know, ho hum, we live, we learn. So I'll just show you something really quickly on the screen so you get a rough indication. I'll be doing that by going into, let's do a PlayStation game. Yeah, I'm just going to show you, you know, something to show the quality of the screen. But Dino Crisis 2, there we go. Yeah, it's just a very impressive amount of ROMs that come on it. I really like that. This game contains scenes of explicit violence and gore. It's the mid-90s. How impressively violent can you be and scare me? I mean, come on. Although, to be fair, Resident Evil 2 probably shut me up when it first came out. Not sure why they put this one on and not Dino Crisis 1. This is not doing it any sort of, you know, justice for the quality of the screen, but honestly, the screen is absolutely fantastic. It's really, 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 really nice. Anyway, what you want to see is the games and emulators and how well it can emulate those devices. So let's crack into that right now, and then I'm going to round up on whether or not I think you should purchase one of these. Right, so we just powered the unit on. Now, obviously, because of the way I'm capturing this, I'll show you a picture. I've put masking tape on the floor so I know roughly where to keep the handheld when I'm trying to film it with the camera. Yes, I could have stuck it to the floor, but I didn't want to clean shit off the back of it afterwards. But anyway, never mind. So you turn it on and you come to the home screen. Now, I'm really only going to focus on the emulation side of this, but if you use the shoulder buttons, you move forward. So you start with applications, so you know, clock, dinguks, you know, all the gubbins, the good stuff that we're not really going to focus on. You go to settings. I'm guessing this is stuff to do with the firmware, but you know, just always show you. Go to emulators, and then I'm just going to play a game or so from each one and go through it as quickly as I can. But so your first one is X-MAME. Now this is factory fresh. This is, you know, factory settings. This is everything that it comes with. You know, I haven't like, you know, tweaked or done anything, but anyway. So MAME. There's only one game in here. You can add more games, obviously. Although having said that, I can't find the folder for MAME. I can find the folders for all the other emulators, and I have added games, but I can't find the folders for MAME. But there are 2,500 ROMs on here, so you know, I think you're good to go out the box, if you will. But so standard MAME, rotate the joystick, and off we go. Not the greatest way to play this game, or these emulators, I should say, is face down on the floor. So you'll have to throw me a bone on that one anyway. So right, select the money. Let's give it some volume, which is on the bottom, as you already know. There you go. Is that loud enough? Right, so Hook, based on the movie with the late great Robin Williams, a game that is infinitely better than a shit movie it's based on, because it's full of fighting, which ultimately the movie wasn't. Plus, no one wants to see a middle-aged Peter Pan. Just my thoughts. Seems to be running absolutely bang on. Right, so start and select. How do we trigger? I don't know how we get out of this one. We'll just go with good old-fashioned resets. It's a learning process on how we exit each emulator, because my brief goes on this. Each emulator is completely different with how you exit it. So right trigger, and then we got DOSBox. You know, it's DOS emulated. Never got on with this. Don't know how to use it. If anyone knows how to use it or knows a really easy, quick guide, then tell me and I'll give it a go. Right. So what one? Oh, there we are on emulators. My bad. And arcade emulator. So this is the second of the main emulators. There's 3, I believe, and it's just like it is on my LDK game, which is a fantastic system that I never actually did a review of. Sorry, that's on me. Right, well, did it have turtles? I think it had turtles, didn't it? I think they took his wallet. Right, let's go with turtles. No, not that one. That one. That one. There we go. If it can emulate turtles, then as far as I'm concerned, it's Jim Dandy. Right. Hello. So I don't know if these games or emulators are broken down into whether it's MAME or it's CPS or stuff like that, but anyway, we'll be quiet for the goodness. We'll turn it up as well. Hero Turtles, obviously, because in the UK we were pussified. There we go. Right. Okay, this game's still so good. See how much enthusiasm I put into that there? Oh, hello. Sorry I keep moving it. Apologies. You can play with the analog or the D-pad. Again, that depends on the emulator. It you know, it changes, it moves around. Oh, I'm getting my shell spanked, if you will. Right, well, there you go. That seems to play really rather well. Start and select, exit that one. We'll go on to left to right. We'll go on to a NES. Some NES goodness. That button. Nope. B. Super Mario Brothers 3. Because, why? It's the best. What's the best the NES got to offer anyway? Right, start. Hello. Right. I mean, you would expect it to be able to knock sort of 8-bit emulation out of the park, wouldn't you, really? As he does a stealth Windy Pops. Right. Why did I do that? Even though we're just checking out emulators. Why, Dave? Why? Right. Here we go. Keep getting the buttons wrong. My bad. Obviously I'm going to show my age when I say this, but I still think this looks amazing. Yoink. So yeah, I'm shit at it, but it's running it pretty much spondooly and bang on. Those are words I just said. Start select, exit. Have to use the D-pad. Right, start comes back. Now the two Game Boy emulators, and basically they both do the same thing. We'll go with... No, we won't go with Pokemon. No offense, Pokemon fans, but I fucking hate Pokemon. Super Mario Brothers. Yeah, they're both exactly the same, however this one comes with a nice sort of Game Boy, I don't know, surround, border, frame, if you will. I mean, I like stuff like this, but I would prefer it. Balls! Full screen, but you know, we live, we learn. I digress. Run, Forest, Shizen balls! The exact same mistake. I don't know how I exit this one. There we go. Run. Seems to be running. Like I said, you would expect it to do these 8-bit things absolutely bang on. I mean, I've got a calculator downstairs that can emulate 8-bit, you know, it's that easy. Right, oh, hello. Right shoulder button is exit. And then start comes back, init, Game Boy Emulator, is it? Oh, there you go, see I'm Game Boy Color, now we're in Game Boy. I'm guessing it's exactly the same. It's the same ROM set, is it? I don't know. There you go, exactly, that looks lovely. Exactly the same. Only smaller and more greenish. Still. Yoink! I remember when this game came out. I remember my brother had it on his Game Boy, obviously, and yeah, it blew me away. So, right shoulder. So obviously you would expect them to work absolutely fine. Exit, then start. Now, same emulator. Well, not same emulator, but ultimately, it's just full screen. I don't know why they didn't just put one on there and give you the option to, you know, turn it on or off, but I didn't make it. Hello. So this is basically, I'm guessing, an arcade bollocks, arcade perfect version. Was the NES arcade perfect? Was it even the same hardware? Where's the bird this feather came from? And then things to that effect. Yoink. Look, I'm learning. Exit. Back. No. There we go. So you start in the colour ROM set for some reason. I have no idea why. Donkey Kong Land. Let's have a look at that, shall we? I didn't even know it was a... Oh, shows what I know, but I didn't know it made it to the Game Boy. Ooh. See, that's pretty impressive. That's quite impressive, in fact. Yoink. That's very, very nice. I've got to say, that's very nice graphics. Yoink. I always thought the Game Boy was kind of like a ZX Spectrum. Mainly because of the game Robocop. Obviously, it's probably a bit more powerful. Way more powerful, but... balls. Right, anyway, shoulder. And then... exit. So, now we're going on to the Mega Drive emulator. Right, so far, there we go. Sonic, well, let's be honest, that's the barrel test, isn't it? If it can do Sonic. Pay attention to the music. Sounds pretty much bang on to me. Let's check it out. Does it do full speed? Looks very nice. Appears to be running absolutely bang on. Yoink, yoink. Excuse me. Balls, spikes, rings, stuff to that effect. This looks like it's running absolutely bang on. like. Absolutely. It doesn't look like it's tearing, dropping frames or anything. My gameplay on the other hand. Wink! We'll take the high ground this time. Yeah, this seems to be running absolutely fantastically. I mean, if you're spotting stuff I'm not, by all means correct me. Sweet. And again, I'm going to show my age. I still think this looks fantastic. Right. Start select. Exits this one. There we go. Right. No, hang on. Start. What's that? Wonder. What a random emulator to put on here. Wonder Swan. I don't know anything about this or any games on it, so we're just gonna pick one. Yeah. What a very random emulator to put on this system. Out of the box, factory fresh, if you want. I have no idea what's going on. I thought the Wonder Swan was in colour. I don't know. What's going on? It's got speech. Yeah, that was poor selection of games. Let's see if we can find something just to show me something. Feel free to translate this for me, by all means. Oh, it is in colour then. So, were there two versions? A black and white and a colour? Did it have a Neo Geo Pocket thing going on? Or was this an emulation thing? I don't know. Alright. Oh, hello. That seems to be characters I can select. Are they talking or am I just randomly selecting? I don't know, bored now. I mean, I don't know anything about the Wonder Swan, so whether this can emulate perfectly or anything or even any good games on it, I got no Scooby whatsoever. So, moving along, start, and then we go on to PlayStation Emulator. Let's come back. I don't really want to pick a game that's got a massive amount of, you know, cutscenes and stuff like that, but... Oh, Driver 2. Driver 2? Driver 2. I don't know what the various ROMs are, or why there's so many in a folder. Oh, skip. And if you told me back in the day when the PlayStation came out, one day you'd have it on a pocket handheld machine you bought for less than a ton that came off Tinterwebs, I would have said, shut the fudge up. Right, alright, come on. Oh, can't skip. Get, there we go. Oh yeah, loading times, I forgot. Come on. Hello. Now there's a series they should bring back. Just not like the third shit one. Finish it this time, I guess. Make a fully properly finished version. Oh, that's a... awkward noise. I can't read it from this angle in my defence. Now I've heard that there's pretty decent PlayStation emulation. I'm just going to try this one game for you people. If it's not, don't tell me, I don't care. Oh, that's backwards. That's forwards. This looks absolutely bang on. I have no idea what I'm doing. Shit is what I'm doing. Alright, tits. Obviously the button mapping is a little off. Driving games. Quick games. Stuff. Skip to the end. Talk amongst yourselves. That's it. That's handbrake. What? Yes, I'm sure. Thank you. Right, what's accelerate then? That's horn. I got no idea what's going on. Start select. Exit. Back. Colony Wars. Boom. Right. You keep forgetting because obviously this all on card that damn it's got loading times. Alright, skip.
Welcome to the League of Free Worlds Information System.
Hello.
The Navy will strip
Is that James Earl Jones? I don't know.
Navy missions within.
This was a stunning looking game back in the day. Wasn't the background? Oh, hello. Wasn't the background FMV? I think so. And there was a sequel, wasn't there? Vengeance. So we got issues here in Shaw. Oh, hello.
Starboard, we are under attack. Please assist.
Nope, D-pad. Not unlocked. So, actually in the game, oh, it looks alright. Yeah, who said I was their friend? Oh no, it seems to be running fine. Like I said, for the purpose of this, just going quickly through this, start select. I just picking PlayStation games at random. But we're going to the next emulator. Back. Start. There we go. So, Pico Drive. So it's another Mega Drive one. Oh, hello. What's the... Oh. Thank you. I don't know what the difference is. Well, there's two Mega Drive emulators on. Doesn't Pico Drive, if you have the right version, run 32X games? Mega CD games? Don't quote me. Or do quote me. It's you're cool entirely. I never liked this game. Alright. Seems to be... Well, I don't know if it would be a push for the hardware anyway, would it? Emulating this, but... Seems to be running bang on. Start select. Exit. SNES. Ooh, hello. Aladdin. Right, apologise if you can hear the rain, but blame the weather, not me. Skip. So, you know, another emulator, or sorry, a game system that's, when it comes to emulation, just some things just cannot handle its sound, regardless of how powerful they are. This sounds fine. The music's better on the Mega Drive anyway. Appears to be running fine as well. I mean, oh, you got settings then. Let's see if we can find a Mode 7 game. I couldn't be asked to work out how to exit it. Yeah, good, you know, test to see if it can do stuff is... Oh, right trigger. Mode 7. F0. Right. As you can see though, a decent chunk of games are included on every emulator. F0. Fire. Right. Hello. Oh, is it shoulder? I don't know what the controls were. Well, this looks like it's running absolutely bang on. No problem, sure. Sweet, in fact. Right, start select. Reset. I can't be asked to work out what exits it. I'm assuming resetting it doesn't give the system any issues. Right, so, oh, Neo Geo Pocket. Load ROM, very underrated system in my opinion. I have one. Best clicky joystick of any handheld system ever. Are we working? Camera 1, camera 2. Camera 1, camera 2. Right, apparently not. Come on, hello. Try that again. Point of information for you. My foot's just gone to sleep. Oh, there we go. Does it give you a... Okay. Does it give you a border? Apparently not. I thought it did. Now immediately this has one thing over the Neo Geo Pocket. A backlit screen. I always thought that system was brilliant, but the screen was just annoying. Sweet. There you go. These things are starting to get up their money, aren't they, as well? So, if you want a Neo Geo Pocket, get one of these. Okay. Start select. Exit. I reset because I think it crashed. So we're in the home stretch now. Forward. Proper Neo Geo. Let's have a look at that. There, it's got, you know, all okay. Now slug. I don't actually know which game I'm selecting. Is it the one that's at the top? But should be able to, well, it's another system, isn't it, that shows the grunt of your hardware. It can run Neo Geo flawlessly. So it's Metal Slug 2 then, is it? If it's X? Metal Slug 2 fixed slowdown. I think. Bit loud, sorry. Ah. Sound seems to be fine. I think. Or is it just crap music in the game? Oops, sorry. Oh, there you go. Start select. Exit. And then, oh, PC Engine. PC Engine, hello. Aero Blasters, Bomberman. Got Aero Blasters. Doesn't do, I checked the ROM list basically. It doesn't do super graphics, annoyingly, because I just love that version of Ghouls and Ghosts. Right. Is this on the Mega Drive as well? That's irrelevant for this. Bollocks, I forgot that your power-ups drop, don't they? Seems to be running Jim Dandy. Oh, shies and balls. We'll try one more. Exit without saving. Say, alright, just leave. You're like a rude guest. If I want to leave, just leave. Darkwing Duck is Scheisenballs. Deep blue. Oh. We got a frame counter then, the bottom right. What's that? Was that the game? Oh, that's my store, sorry. Oh look, you know, it seems to run. Just say PlayStation PC Engine, alright. Exit. Start. Game Boy Advance. Well, if you've watched any of my videos, you know that I have a gameplay of Sega Arcade Gallery. So, oh, we put Mario 2 in. You know, Doki Doki Panic reskinned, otherwise known as the shit Mario. If you like it, good for you. I think it's rubbish. Look at the scrolling as well. Who would have thought in their right mind that this was a good way to scroll a screen? Alright. Oh, that's possibly not the best game to choose to emulate. But take it from me, I've played a few games on it. It runs it, you know, fine. See F-Zero on here. Sonic Battle, eh? Oh, sorry, moving. I apologise. Skip to the end. Right. Yes. I don't even know what this game is. Right. Alright, Jim Carrey. Shut up. I don't care what game you are, what system you are, whatever the hell you are. If you can't let me skip cutscenes, then, go fudge yourself. Come on. Oh, really? Oh. Thank you. In your own time. Oh, it's an Isometric Sonic game. Is it? I don't know what it is. And I'm controlling an arrow. Oh, this is new to me. What game is this? Possibly not the best game to show off a Sonic game, but... Oh, the coast. Ah, on board now. Right. Home stretch. Start. Another MAME. Another MAME. Happy New Year. There you go, people. Don't say I don't do anything for you. I have checked briefly on all these, and apparently there are no versions of Outrun, which I find that work, or any sprite scalers, which I find annoying. Oh, it's Toki. Balls. Seems to be running fine. Start select. Exit. So there you go. I do apologise for how utterly random and odd the way I went through all those emulators was, and the fact that I moved it like that, because as I mentioned in that segment of the video, I could have probably just used some adhesive pads and stuck it to the floor, but I didn't really want to put shit on the back of it that I would later have to clean off. Out of the box, is it worth owning? I personally think your mileage may vary. That for 89 notes, it's an absolutely fantastic. I mean, if you're buying it to get the absolute most out of it as you can, then obviously you will be updating the firmware to, you know, update it to a new running version, improve the performance, possibly update the emulators, and definitely updating it so you could connect it to your TV. However, if you're lazy, out of the box, I think it's more than acceptable. I think it's absolutely fine, to be perfectly honest. Obviously, I only showed you a couple of games on each emulator, you know, during that segment of the video, but take it from me, I've I've played through a lot of stuff on it, and especially with the PlayStation 1, I really haven't had any performance issues whatsoever. Slight graphical glitches and things like that. As you saw, there were colony wars, but that was, that wasn't actually in the game. It runs PlayStation absolutely fantastic. It runs everything else absolutely fantastic, as you would expect. SNES and Mega Drive, of the games I have played on it, I haven't noticed any slowdown, any issues, any screen tearing. In fact, I've noticed no screen tearing pretty much on everything I've thrown at this. And those emulators, they don't have the traditional, sound issues that you generally get with stuff that can emulate it. I think for 89 quid, you can probably get it a lot cheaper than that. Get the matte black finish though, not the one I did. Be patient. Be patient. It would have taken a day longer for me, but like I said, I'm the most impatient person you've ever met. But yeah, I think for £89, they're probably, as the model that's, subsequent model after this Steve Benway reviewed, is obviously superior. But at the same time, this for £89, I think is absolute fantastic value. And if you can't, you're just going to buy it and use it as it is. It's a fantastic little device to stick in your pocket, and take with you, and and emulate old school systems on. It's really, really nice. It's really, really comfortable. I haven't had any eye strain or anything like that whatsoever. The screen is phenomenal. So the Anbernic RG 350, for me personally, like I said, you may have it. If you have it and you have any issues with it, by all means let me know in the comment section. But for me personally, if you're going to use it out of the box, I might do an update video when I update the firmware to connect it to my TV through the HDMI socket. But for me, I think this is an absolute fantastic device, and I thoroughly recommend it. Anyway, as always, I'd love to know what you think, particularly if you have this device and you have updated all the firmware and stuff like that. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.